Hello, I'm Alika Karpova and you are watching It All Starts With a Dream talk show. Let's talk about dreams once again. Most dreams are reachable, but action is needed in order to succeed. In our show, entrepreneurs and professionals talk about their dreams, share their life experiences, incredible stories, and secrets of success. You can watch the previous episodes of our show at itallstartswithadream.net. Today, we will talk about dream of Ben Event Auctions, how it started with the vision of one woman, our guest Dee Dee Kiesow, fundraising strategist and benefit auctioneer.
Thank you. Hello.
And another guest, Dee Dee's wonderful daughter, Kylee Kiesow.
Hi, how are you?
Also in the studio, I have my helpers today, Kristina Karevsky-Karpova, our little star, Rosemary Elementary School, first grade.
Hello, how are you?
And Sofia Yetka, our young generation, Westmont High School.
Hello.
Dee Dee, Kylee, we have a tradition here. Kristina usually starts the interview. She prepared a wonderful question for you. Kristina, what is your question? Go ahead, honey, ask.
What is your childhood dream?
My childhood dream was to be a television news anchor and just really spread news, write news. I really enjoyed writing and to be on TV and help people.
So Dee Dee, I believe that our childhood dream connected to what we do in adult life. Is that true for you?
It certainly has been.
How is it? Explain a little bit more.
So right after college, I got a degree in broadcast journalism and a minor in Spanish, and worked a little bit in television and radio, and moved into technical writing, fundraising, which I really started loving. And now doing benefit auctioneering, I am able to not only use my microphone and my communication skills, but raise lots of money for charities.
And we will talk more about it, of course. Where did you grow up? Did you have a big family?
Well, I'm actually a fifth generation Santa Clara County individual.
Local girl.
Local girl, and I've never lived further than about a mile from my home.
Okay, so were your parents entrepreneurs or they worked in the corporate America?
My parents, my mother was a beautician and my father was a plumber.
Okay. How it started, your company, Ben Event Auctions? How it started?
Well, what happened was I've worked over 20 years helping churches, schools, and nonprofits raise money. And we had an opportunity to do a pretty large fundraiser. And I had reached out to a mentor, a woman who had written a book, and she encouraged me to do a live auction. So she, with her training over the phone, really, and I was able to conduct a fundraiser and raise tens of thousands of dollars one night. And this grew in more charities that I was working with, and the demand was such that I started Ben Event Auctions.
So my next question is, who influenced you the most? It's probably Kathy Kingston, yes? That's the
She
woman
is.
that you
She
want
actually-
to talk about, yes?
Yes. She wrote a book called A Higher Bid, and I read that book years later after the first gala I did, and it really turned things around. We went back and did a gala for the charity I was working with at the time and raised 300% more than we had done without using her amazing fundraising techniques and the auction method of asking for money at the event. And then she did a boot camp kind of book signing with a bunch of professional auctioneers, and I had the opportunity to go and spend the weekend with them and define all of the steps that we could use in our upcoming gala to maximize the money and the impact, and it worked.
So basically you read her book and you had a chance to meet her in person, and then step by step used her technique that she explained in the book. That's what you've done?
Yes, and many of the techniques were just perfecting the fundraising career that I had already, but it was enhancing and the next steps in maximizing what I knew already.
Wow, interesting. How you created the name for your company? What does it mean?
Ben Event is a combination of two words, benefit and events. So the events I do, my background is I've been in community development, community organizing, event organizing. So taking all that event techniques and getting maximum benefit financially and with community impact. Benevent.
Okay. How do you find your clients?
Well, that's interesting. I really thought that when I left my full-time job that I'd be really busy marketing and looking for clients. But all of my clients and my work has been word of mouth and referral so far.
Okay. How many years does your organization exist?
Well, I started Benevent Auctions just about a year ago, and I went full-time in December of 2016.
What is the mission and the vision of your company?
My mission is just to come in and help nonprofit organizations raise the most money and get the greatest return on investment. Many times charities spend a lot of time and energy in the wrong direction, and I want to be able to come in and help them reduce time and expenses and absolutely garner the greatest return with the least amount of time.
Okay. What is the main goal of your company?
My main goal is just to help every charity I can raise the most money with the least amount of effort. And the benefit auction technique of raising money, I am absolutely convinced is the best way to raise money and community impact in a one-time event, but also making it part of a year-long process and cultivating the donors and the volunteers at those events all year long to maximize your return in people as well.
Sure, you need donors for your auctions all the time. If people would want to come to your auctions and donate to the nonprofit organizations, how they can reach you?
Oh, I'm online at beneventauctions.com, and my phone number and email are there. And you know, I love to mentor and help people, so I'm always available to help nonprofits answer some of those questions, even if they aren't under contract. I want to be a helper as well.
Okay, sounds good. In your opinion, is education important when you lead the company or have a management position? And what is your education?
I went to San Jose State University, and I have a bachelor's degree, but I'm also on the board with the Association of Fundraising Professionals. And it's a real privilege to work with some of the best fundraisers in the Bay Area and have connection with people whose lifelong careers have been very successful fundraising. And additionally, I'm also a member of the National Auctioneers Association, and that group is the group of the best auctioneers in the country, collaborating and sharing best practices all the time.
So education matters when
Absolutely.
you have a
And
leading position. Yeah.
It's great to be involved in your professional associations and collaborating and mentoring with people who know more and have greater years of experience.
Okay. So my next question, your company is you, or you do have assistant, do you? Do you have
Well,
an
actually, I
assistant?
do have an assistant, and her name is Kylee.
Your wonderful daughter.
Yes.
Okay. So my next question to your wonderful daughter, Kylee, how did you start to help your mother? I know it started in high school. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, so we were working together to make a nonprofit organization to raise money for athletics, and I was heavily involved in cross country and track and field, and we started off and we had like rags for uniforms. So we got together and we were able to get a Nike sponsorship, as well as just kind of orchestrate all these activities to raise money, like selling hot dogs. So it just started off with that, and I continued helping her since.
Wonderful. Okay. Is this helped you realize your own dreams? What do you want to do in the future?
I definitely think it's helped me realize my own dreams. It's given me the ability to kind of know that even if I start from nothing, I can accomplish a lot. So when I was a kid, I really wanted to be a doctor. That kind of changed, but I knew that I always wanted to do something helping people. And I found my fit with tourism, and I realized that dream when I started working for Disney.
Oh, that's interesting. Your mom actually mentioned before that you worked for Disney. Let's talk a little bit more about it. How you get in, and was it Disney World or Disneyland?
I actually worked at Walt Disney World in Florida. And I've wanted to do that since I was probably about 14, even younger, ever since I started going to Disneyland. And I used to work at the Winchester Mystery House, and there I made one of my wonderful mentors, and he was able to introduce me to some people who worked at Disney World. And through there I applied to the Disney College program, and I worked as a Jungle Cruise skipper at Disney World.
So can you talk a little bit more about which experience you want to talk more about, Winchester Mystery House or Disney World first?
Disney World.
Because we want to hear both.
Of course, yeah. Well, Winchester was great because it was a great experience to meet so many people from all around the world, and it was a great way to kind of move into Disney World. It was my first experience in tourism, and I would give 5 tours every day with around 20 to 30 people on each tour, and they were 65 minutes long. So I got to meet a large group of diverse people, and from there I think that was a good background to move into Disney World, and really helped me realize that tourism's great. I love working with people. This is something that I want to do. So when I got to Disney World, it was really easy for me because I had that background with working with people.
In Winchester Mystery House.
Exactly. And I was able to meet even more people and have more experiences with kids and adults, and it was so much fun.
How long did you actually have a chance to be in Disney World?
I was there for about 7.5 months, and I worked anywhere from 5 to 14-hour days, so it was a great experience, and I even got to work alongside guest relations cast members, and there I was able to have more one-on-one conversations, learn more about people, and have more one-on-one time with guests. But I was also able to perform and be very energetic, and be in theme, which was so fun.
What did you perform?
So at the Jungle Cruise, we're given a few background tips on what to say as you go around the rivers of the world. So we start off in the Amazon, and then we go into the Nile and the Congo, and I make all kinds of jokes about the animals and interact with guests. And
what was your favorite joke? Do you remember?
Yes, of course I remember. Right over here is our famous sandstone formation. It's one of our boulder attractions. It's just like all
fun.
puns.
Yeah. Sounds like fun. Okay. Was it anything specific that you remember from Disney World experience that kind of like got into your mind or in your heart, with like something very special memory?
Oh, there are so many. Probably one of the most interesting, I was working, so we switched positions all the time, and I was parking a stroller, and this family came up to me, and they looked in distress, but they only spoke Arabic. So we used charades for 45 minutes to find out where his son was, who was now this tall because he was married, and we had to reunite the entire family. And in the end, I thought it was only 4 people at first, but it was like 10 people. And his father, unfortunately, it's so hot in Florida, and he was having heat exhaustion, and so we were able to get him the attention he needed, and also get the entire family on the Jungle Cruise.
And they speak Arabic, and you didn't. How did you handle it?
You talking with my hands. Finally, we found his son, and he spoke a little bit of English, and so he was saying, "Oh, he's on a ride that goes like this." Well, do you know how many rides in Disney World go like this? It's like every single ride. So finally I found out that he meant the Jungle Cruise. And we were able to walk him over and get his entire family there. It was very interesting, but it was a really cool experience. And it was really fulfilling once I helped everybody out.
Kylee, where did you live? Did you live on Disney World premises, or like was it around? Like where? I mean, where did you live actually?
So Disney World's great. They have this wonderful intern program, and they have intern housing. So they have thousands of interns go, and they live off Disney property, but Disney's really great about getting transport buses, and they come onto the property and escort you to work every single day, whether that be at one of the Disney resorts or if it be at one of the parks, one of the 5 parks.
So it was convenient.
Absolutely.
Did you meet a friend with whom you still connected, talking on the phone or sending emails all the time?
Yes, I have friends from all around the world now. One of my good friends lives in Amsterdam. I still have friends that work at Disney World. My roommates were from all around the country. And on top of that, I met my boyfriend who lives in England at the internship as well.
Wonderful. So your mom also told me a secret about you, that you just recently went to England. So can you tell about that a little bit?
Yeah, that was actually another one of my dreams. I've always wanted to travel abroad. And through meeting my boyfriend, I was able to meet his family, and I was able to travel all throughout England and learn about history and see Stonehenge and all kinds. I went to Bath and York. It was wonderful.
Did you see Big Ben?
I did. I saw Big Ben.
Okay, so let's go back to your mommy again. Okay, so Dee Dee, can you talk about community impact that you were the cause?
Well, I was working at City Team at the time, and Thanksgiving rolled around, and we handed out boxes of food to families in need in the Thanksgiving time frame, and normally the most we could do would be 12 to 1,300 families. And just the way and our methodology, I knew we could do better. So I was sitting at a San Jose Earthquakes game, and it just kind of came to me. I had a vision of watching everybody come through the Avaya Stadium, and so I contacted them, and they agreed that we could use their stadium for free. And we had 800 volunteers the first year, and we were able to feed 3,200 families. And the following year, we were able to use their stadium again, feeding 4,200 families.
Oh my
So
God, that's a big number, actually.
it is, and it's a beautiful partnership, and it was so nice to be able to work and fulfill that dream of feeding more people and bringing in more volunteers and creating a wonderful partnership.
Great. So I have a next question. What's the SCORE? Can you talk about that?
SCORE is a wonderful program. It's funded by the government, and it is a place where you can go and have mentors in entrepreneurial endeavors, and they also offer mentoring for nonprofit organizations. So having taken several classes with SCORE, they encouraged me also to do my business plan and to make Benevent Auctions a full-time business.
Okay. Sophia has 2 questions for you. So go ahead.
What brings you the best joy, the biggest joy?
Well, the biggest joy is ending a gala having raised tens of thousands or 100,000 more dollars than the charity has ever raised before. And we had that pleasure over the weekend. We were up in wine country, and we were able to just engage the entire group with just energetic, joyful giving.
All right, and what brings you the biggest challenge on doing the auctions?
So, and that's a great question. In my field and on the many years before, it's very difficult for a development director or someone at a charity to embrace change and know that it's okay to change things. Having people trust me and doing some things differently so we can have the impact of greater dollars and donor productivity. So just, embracing change and being able to do things differently.
When you organize your fundraising events, how do you do your magic?
You know what? I think I just have a gift. I was blessed, and I get energized. I connect with people individually, and I don't know what happens, but I'm able to raise lots of money. But I do connect authentically with people, and I never want to embarrass anyone or make them feel uncomfortable.
How many events during one year you usually organize?
About 30. My goal is to do 50.
It's a lot, actually. You're
It is
busy
a lot.
bee.
I am, but we have wonderful people working in charities doing great work.
How many people at the event usually at one gala?
350 is kind of my magic number where I don't need to bring in more staff. But the biggest group is about 500 that I've done.
Okay. So you call the events gala. What exactly does it mean? Can you describe?
So a gala is just a celebration, a bringing together of people. And what you do with that gala just depends on the group you're working with and who are the clients and the donors. So how are you going to marry the cause of the charity with the people coming? And that's the magic behind a successful gala.
Okay. Who are those 350 people usually? Who are they?
You know what, those are already people, hopefully, who already love the charity. They're major donors and medium donors and friends of those donors, because when they come, I want to flood their hearts with the mission of the charity so they can give in a loving way.
Okay. I have a next question for you. What is your job exactly? Describe.
I would say about 5% of my job is actually conducting the auction, getting that super adrenaline rush and asking for money. But the 95% will be spent working with my clients to get them absolutely in the perfect position for me to be able to do that. And that is having the right silent auction items, the right footprint for the event, and do the live auction items match the donors that are coming so we can have vigorous bidding. And then additionally, I do what's called a fund a need or an ask at the end of the program, and that is where we bring an individual who's been impacted by the charity to come and speak, and then we offer everyone the opportunity to give and continue to serve the community with the mission of the charity.
Okay, sounds good. Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client isn't necessarily a repeat client, but it's somebody that I can impact the most. Someone who's been doing a gala and they know or they hope that they could make more. I love to come in and help them turn the burners up on the areas that we can improve on and show them how they can make tens or 100,000 more dollars in one night.
Can you name some of your clients in the past for whom you worked?
Sure. I've worked with the Alzheimer's Association, of course, City Team, Schallenberger Elementary, San Jose Christian, Summerfield Waldorf School, to name a few.
Okay. Who is your favorite clients, if you have some?
I love them all equally. I love them all. I can't say I have a favorite.
Who is your ideal donors?
Ideal donors are people whose hearts are absolutely married to the cause, and they're willing to not only give their time and their treasure, but their talent and introduce other people like them to the charities.
Okay, sounds good. What is your dream now in fundraising?
I would really like to write a book and continue to impact as many people as I can in the nonprofit world, knowing that they don't have to work so hard for their gala and their special events, and they don't need to spend a lot of money, but I can show them how to maximize with their donors at an event like that and follow up making it a year-long success.
Dee Dee, you probably prepare an upcoming gala. Can you tell about this, like for whom it's going to be, what kind of event it's going to be? Can you tell a little bit more?
Let's see, my next gala is going to be, it's going to be up towards Marin. It's a food bank, and they also take in people and give them job training. And so we've been working on this for several months. We call in about weekly. They check in with me, and I tell them what they can be doing now, what their letters should be looking at, sponsorships, how to get their donors to bring the right people. We're going to talk about seating and the footprint of the event, what items to have in the silent auction, what the live auction is going to look like, and their fund a need. So I'm coaching them every bit of the way, and not only just using auctioneer techniques, but best practices from fundraising.
Okay. How did they find you? Also word of mouth?
This was a referral as well. Yes.
Referral as well. Okay. Okay, so my next question is actually for both of you. What book on success could you recommend to our viewing audience? Think about it.
You can go first.
You know what? The only book I can think of is the one that Kathy wrote now, because it was transformational for me.
Okay.
And of course, I continue to read best practices and fundraising books all
What's
the time.
the name of it?
A Higher Bid.
Higher Bid. Okay.
I guess I have two. I was trying to think of something that wasn't Disney related. but they're both Disney related.
That's okay, because so many people, admire Disney.
Yes.
It's such a great example of success and dream come true. So
the first would be Creating Magic by Lee Cockerell, and his son is now actually the VP of Magic Kingdom at Disney World. And I just really like that book because it's all about his journey throughout the Disney company and even before that, and just all the things that he's done to create and change his dream. And the book that really that I loved was Be Our Guest by Disney Institute, and that just talks about all the moving parts to create Walt Disney's dream come to life, and about all the 70,000 cast members that work every single day at Disney World to make it come to life.
Wow, great. I want to write it down for me. I would love to read both of the books. Great. Okay, so what would you recommend to our viewing audience on pursuing dreams? Dee Dee?
Well, I think dreams can be easily pursued with mentorship, and I'm such an advocate of it. I have a couple of auctioneers and fundraising professionals that I mentor on a weekly basis, and I also have people who know a lot more than me who are my mentors. So if you want to do things the very best you can, is find somebody who knows more than you do, and also find someone that you can help as well.
Great. You want to add something to your mommy?
Oh, I just think for me at least, I've had several dreams, and I think some people have one dream, but others, I think it's good to have lots of little dreams along the way so that you can tick off boxes and not get discouraged if you feel like you're not reaching your dream fast enough.
Okay, and my last question for today, what's the secret of success, Dee Dee?
You know what? I think being kind and always offering your kindness and your mentorship and offering the other people to shine before you look at yourself shining, it always helps to look out for somebody else first.
Okay, what's the secret of success for you, Kylee?
She kind of hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I don't really have much to add to that. I think just also never giving up and just really persisting to make sure that you always follow your dream. And sometimes getting the college degree, you'll have to take lots of classes that you don't necessarily like or that you don't feel will be applicable to your life. But in the end, they're all worth it because there's always going to be stuff that you don't necessarily like to reach your dream.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you very much for
so
coming
much
to
for
our
having
program. It was an incredible experience to have you here today, and thank you very much. And
Thank you.
Christina, Sophia, it was a great experience to have you here today with us. Thank you, and see you next time.